Tucker?
Yes, it is.
Fox News?
Right on time.
Stand by.
Is he liberally conservative or conservatively liberal?
I agree with you so completely.
Probably depends on how much Nicoretti's chewed.
I really admire you for your evil.
The immensely entertaining Tucker Carlson is on the line.
What's up, Tuck? How are you, buddy?
Hey, Bubba! How you doing, man?
Thought you might be enjoying that In Excess. That's probably something you like, In Excess.
No.
You know, Michael Hutchins.
Didn't the lead singer die in an autoerotic asphyxiation accident?
Masturbating while with a belt around his neck and then onto a. See, Brent, that's one thing about me is I could never, like, he died in the shower with the shower rod. You know, you'd have to have like almost an I-beam for a shower rod if I tried to do something like that. I bring, you know, you'd have to have something very industrial strength. I could not die from a shower rod being able to hold me up, you know?
Well, you've thought this through. So you're safe when you do it then. You're not at all worried about dying.
I've never done that to myself. No, you know, I've had, you know, a girl be, how would I say that, Brent? Be on top of me.
Yeah.
And, you know, throttle me up a little bit, but nothing that I couldn't just throw her right off or something like that. You know, nothing that was too freaky, per se.
You know, I have to say, it's kind of freaky to put a noose around your own neck in a hotel room, I think.
Yeah, I think nooses in general do nothing for me. I mean, nooses.
Yeah.
I mean, you tell me right now, Brent, that any time that a noose is a good thing.
Never.
I mean, all too often nooses are, you know, involved in racially motivated type things, and then, you know,
or the Old West.
Or, you know, yeah, I mean, a noose is usually never good, no matter how you slice it.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I mean, a noose is like, yeah, I mean, it's like having incorporating an electric chair into your sex life somehow.
Speaking of which, you know, we got into that a few weeks ago where you kind of were very candid about some of the things that you get into, like that I think that the listeners would find very...
You're not going to trick me into that.
Into the dress.
Well, there's no way.
Into the dress up
type anymore. So I know, as a totally sober guy, I know I did not get into some of the stuff.
Well, I
never even mentioned the costumes or anything like that.
No, you mentioned the.
You did mention costumes,
the story time, and the costumes and all that. Yeah.
I don't know. I try not to reveal that. So I can't imagine I did. Like the subway conductor, I never mentioned that, did I?
Yeah, now see, Brent, that's the second time that's been the top, like, both times we talked about that, that's been top of mind, the subway conductor, and boy, that's strange.
Now, Tuck,
I don't think I ever mentioned that.
What if you and your wife were to split up, Tuck? I mean, would you be afraid that she would come out and have all kinds of things to say about you?
The one thing you can... And then one day they wake up and they're like, you know what, I can't deal with this anymore.
And they leave you.
You've mistreated me, and they leave. And I've seen it happen. And usually it's when you're about 50, when they decide, wait a second, you know, I can do whatever I want, I don't need you, you're pathetic, you know.
So you got about 10 good years left in you.
Oh, I have exactly 10 good years. But in contrast to most men, I'm actually going to think this through ahead of time, pay attention ahead of time, and address things that she might be mad about ahead of time. So I don't wake up. I mean, I always sit next to these guys on airplanes, you know, and they're like, yeah, my wife left me. What happened? I don't know. I woke up one morning and she just said, I'm out of here. I didn't know anything was wrong.
It was like a festering boil, see, and it had been festering and festering.
Exactly right. Yeah. I'm not going to be that guy. I take the temperature weekly. I figure out what's going on now. I actually pay attention pretty closely, unlike a lot of men. So that is not going to happen to me. So I'm not going to be 50 and like trying to figure out how to put my life back together. I don't want that at all.
So like, you know, and what has made her, like, you know, what are some of the things that have concerned her of late?
Well, I mean, the things that always concern women. I mean, I get along like spectacularly well with my wife, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, I really do. It's important to me, and I don't like domestic strife. I'm all about tranquility. I'm all about getting home and everyone's happy. Okay, so. But the things that always make women mad is you don't pay enough attention because you're working.
Yeah.
Because you're obsessed with work. I mean, every man, you know, feels the pressure to succeed, the pressure to feed his family, to make enough money, to send the kids to school, and all the various pressures on you, and you lose focus.
But see, you can be like Brent. You can be
like take the time, man. Take your wife to a hotel for the night once a month.
You can be like Brent and I, and see what we do then. What Brent and I do is then, as soon as she starts belly aching about that, you know, about me not spending enough time, then you flip out on her. See, and you reverse it.
Well, at the same time, this coming from the same guy that also gave his wife a card that said, "Please don't leave me."
Yeah. Yeah. For our,
I mean, you know,
for our anniversary, Spice, you can tell him. For our anniversary,
he forgot to go out and buy a card, so he had some old cards laying around from a 10-pack of "Please Don't Leave Me" cards that he previously had from his last girlfriend. So he had one of those left, and just wrote in there, "Please don't leave me."
Yeah,
that was it.
I love you.
Very romantic.
I love you. Please don't leave me. It's been pretty.
And he wrote it as she was looking at him.
You want to play it, Bubba? I don't know about that.
Oh, it's working out quite well, my friend. It's working out quite well. So now, what do you think about the, to flip over to some stuff that you might be an expert on, and that is the latest Supreme Court, justice nominee, the chick. I can't even say her last name. What is it?
Sotomayor.
Yeah, her.
Sotomayor.
Is it Sonia?
I think so.
Is it Sonia?
Yeah.
I'm just going to say a Supreme Court. Sonia.
I don't know. I mean, she's clearly smart, and she's got all the right credentials, which is, necessary. I'm not impressed. I mean, I think she's just another affirmative action hire, another diversity hire. The president gets up and tells us how important her life story is. I could care less. I think it's cool. Like, I would like to be her friend. I think that's neat that she rose from a working class background to be a circuit court judge. I mean, that's wonderful, but that's not a qualification for the Supreme Court. I don't care.
Now,
I don't know.
Now, what is a qualification, in your opinion, for the Supreme Court?
Is good judgment.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Qualification for the Supreme Court.
What do you think about Scalia? What's your opinion on Scalia? And don't lie like you do a lot.
I think Scalia has most of the time good judgment and interesting reasoning. And I mean, even people who hate Scalia, no one ever argues that he's not, a remarkable Supreme Court justice.
Oh, you're going to get Brent's going to.
For one thing, he writes decisions that every single person, non-lawyers included, can understand because they're just so crystal clear. But look, this isn't about Scalia. I'm just talking about Sotomayor. I thought that her comments about how white men aren't as qualified to be judges as Latinas were totally disqualifying. Up hers. I mean, what is that?
Hold on.
As she put it, because of their inherent physiology, whatever the hell that means, I guess they have bigger brains, more qualified to be Supreme Court justices. I mean, it would be over. So that's like a baldly racist thing to say. And guilty white people, because they're so used to, hating themselves, don't see that for what it is. But it's racism, and it's unacceptable.
Oh, come on, Tucker. Come on, Tucker.
Now, wasn't that the same argument that Clarence Thomas made? Same argument.
Black people somehow have inherently bigger brains, and so they are better.
No, the argument that she's making is the same one that Clarence Thomas made, which is, and I have no opinion on her yet. I need to read some of her opinions before I can really make a clear, concise opinion on her. I'm not going to jump to a conclusion.
Like Tucker, of course.
But Clarence Thomas...
What do you mean? I spent all yesterday working on this. Okay.
But Clarence Thomas said, when he got up there and the whole Anita Hill thing was going on, he got up there and said that he provides a different perspective being a black man in America than white people do on the court.
I mean, Tucker,
which I do agree with.
Tucker, don't you think that the Supreme Court should be a melting pot of what we have in our country?
No. I don't care what the color of people are. I don't care if every person in the Supreme Court is a black lesbian. I mean, it just doesn't matter to me at all. I don't. Yeah. That's great. Or everybody is an elderly white man. That's great too.
No, it's not.
It's totally immaterial. The question. It's not about the group. It's about the individual. I don't care about the group, and I'm sick of the left pushing tribalism on the country. Groupthink. Well, I speak for all black people. I speak for all Latinos. I don't even know what Latino. What does Latino mean? It's a term with no meaning anyway.
It means you got here illegally.
No, okay. But leaving that aside,